Good morning. So, today is day 2 of 30 days to breaking my heart open. A 30-day journey to breaking my heart open. I'm still trying to perfect that title. Yesterday was day 1. I kind of left an intro video, and I'll be completely honest because this whole 30-day journey is about honesty and transparency. I posted that video not because I haven't done live videos before and I haven't gone live before, but this was something that really requires me to be stretched and also to really truly share my story. And so after I posted that video, y'all, I swear for goodness, I probably checked Facebook like this. I'm like, what did I just do, Lord? What did I do? But it's going to be all good. It's going to be all good. I'm excited about the next 29 days and really, truly sharing what's on my heart with you. So, this whole journey really is about, and it kind of started with hearing women and being one of those women, talking to women who consistently say that their feelings don't matter, who suppress their feelings, and having been one of those women when I was younger, I completely understand, and I also understand that there is a whole other side to that, which includes peace and joy and happiness. And I just really, truly have a deep desire for women to be able to experience that. And like I said yesterday, so many of us only experience very few emotions. It's either extreme and deep anger or deep sadness, and many of us don't have the opportunity to experience just really deep joy and contentment and peace. And I've crossed over to the other side, and I want to be able to reach back and bring some women with me, people with me. But again, my heart is for women. When I recently enrolled in a coaching program called Reveal, on the first day of our course, the facilitator said, in this process of revealing, it's not about becoming. So many of us are focused on becoming. This process is about remembering. And what immediately dropped into my heart and what became present for me was to go back to when I was younger. So as I, go back to when I was younger, but also really truly reconnect to some of those emotions and some of the feelings that I had when I was just a little girl, very precious and very innocent before life's experiences began to reshape your own ideas about who you are. And so that's what came up for me. So when I thought about, and as I told y'all yesterday, crying through with my coach, how to start this 30-day process, what dropped into my spirit was start at the beginning. Because I said yesterday too, I wasn't born an angry black woman. I wasn't born a mad black woman. I was born a very sweet and innocent child. And I want to start from the beginning. And throughout this journey over the next 30 days, I just kind of want to step you through just again those subtle experiences that occur that help to add a layer over our hearts. And they go through the process of being able to break that open, to examine it, examine those stories, and then redefine what that means. So let's start from the beginning. And so what I remember about me as a child was being doted on. So I'm the oldest of 4 girls. On my mom's side, I'm the oldest, period. Then there was on my mother's side, my maternal side, there was a gap in cousins. And so I have a set of older cousins, and then I was the next cousin and the first girl after the first set. So they hadn't had a child in the family until I came along. And so I was also the oldest and the first grandchild too on my paternal side. So I was extremely doted upon and cared for and loved. And folks made a big deal out of me. That's what I remember. I don't know. Everybody else might remember differently. If my cousins and aunties are watching, maybe they remember differently. But I remember just being extremely and deeply loved. And I had an awesome relationship with my both maternal and paternal grandparents, but specifically my maternal grandmother. And I called her mama. She was like my second mother. And I felt special. I was special. You couldn't tell me I wasn't special. I thought that, and I tell this story to people often, I really thought that as a young girl, 3, 4, 5 years old, that I was the only little black girl in the world named Brandy. Like, how precious and special was that? My name was Brandy. What? Brandy, born on May 5th, 5'5". There was no other specialer chick in the world than me. You understand me? And I had to remember and reconnect to that. I was a smart little girl. When I have an uncle that say right now, well, I haven't talked to him in a little while, but as of a couple of years ago, he'll tell you were one of the smartest little girls I ever seen. You just one of the smartest little girls I had ever seen. And so I remember, and I had to reconnect with the feelings of how special I was and how loved I was, and how unique I felt. I did. I felt so unique because I was the oldest and the only grandchild on my paternal side. Honey, I used to get cashmere coats, and my aunts, they again really doted on me, and I was loved. And even though I did not, a lot of the times I didn't see my paternal side of the family until the holidays. As a child, it didn't connect with me that there were only, 4 times out of the year that I saw them. But in those interactions, I was deeply cared for and loved. And they used to buy me these big old dresses for the holidays. And my aunt still did it for my kids up until, until they got big enough that they didn't want to wear the big poofy dresses. And so they would dress me like a little princess. Like, the pink with the lace and the frills and girl, I had gloves and everything, child. Girl, I had the matching purse. I had the big poofy dress with the matching purse was on it. And I really felt loved. And I had to remember that. I absolutely had to reconnect and to remember that, because as life goes on and as this story continues, you'll see how some of that I lost. And I won't say I disconnected from it. I never lost it. I've always felt special, like all of us are. But I've always felt special. But I disconnected from that. And you'll see how the disconnection from who we ultimately are helps to create some of the stories and motivates a lot of the behavior and even the emotions that we have, and the disconnection from our emotions. And so let me say this. I literally thought that I was the most specialist girl until a little redhead girl named Brandy moved next door to me, to our family, in Westline Projects. For all my Milwaukee people, I grew up in Westline. But I thought I was the most specialist girl. I was devastated when that little redhead moved in next to us. Like, I was literally devastated. Like, how dare she? And I was a little older than her too. But I was just like, did she stole my name? Like, who is this chick? She stole my name. How dare you? And then you have the unmitigated gall to move in next door to us. Girl, bye. But that was my first experience with, kind of rocking my little world, so to speak. But yeah, I was like, now we special, now we special. But I want to end this video today with encouraging you to remember who you are. Go back to the beginning before life really began again to, life began to shape how you behave and show up in the world today, I want you to remember. Remember, who were you? I want you to try to reconnect to the essence of who you are. Because here's the deal. I really do believe that all of those things that I felt when I was a little girl is what I was born with. When I was younger, I was very generous and thoughtful child as well. Not only did I feel special, but I was also very generous and thoughtful. And there were things that I would do for my mother. And I thought that they were absolutely cute. My mother thought that they were absolutely ridiculous. But she would pack up clothes, old clothes, her clothes, winter clothes. And she would pack them up and she would put them in the basement. And again, in Westline, we have 4 basements. For those that live in the South, you don't have basements, but in the Midwest, typically a basement is standard in a home, in the Midwest home. So we had a basement, and my mother would pack her clothes up, and she would take them in the basement. And as a little girl, I didn't have any money, but I wanted to. I thought going into the basement was like a gold mine, and I would go through my mother's boxes that she'd packed away. And me and my sister, I was always the leader of the pack. Me and my sister would go down and unpack the stuff that my mother had unpacked. It was smelling mildewy and damp like the basement, and we would I would wrap her stuff and give it to her with such I was so proud. I remember being so proud to give those back to her. And I did that for my mother's birthday. I did it for Christmas. I wanted to give her something. I love my mother so much. I wanted to give her something. And it didn't click in my little 4, 5, 6, 7-year-old mind that, I was re-gifting my mother's old clothes. And until one year she said, "Oh, okay, baby. Thank you. Stop." But I say that to say, at the essence and the core of who I am, when you peel back the layers, I'm all of those things. And I had to remember over the course of my healing, I had to reconnect and remember all of those things. And this is what keeping your heart open means, is that over the, I was really open for a very long time, and then my heart started to close, because all of those things that was very sacred to me, the thoughtfulness, the kindness, the love, the joy, the specialness, the uniqueness, I felt like it wasn't appreciated in the world, right? It wasn't appreciated. I felt like it wasn't reciprocated, and those are, again, parts of stories. But and so I began to encase my heart and become really hard, and that became even more tough because it went against the essence of really who I am. And the part of breaking my heart open and breaking your heart open is just really being able to reopen and reconnect to those things. But it starts with remembering who you are. It starts with remembering. And so that is my my request and my challenge of you on day 2 of this journey is, what do you remember about the essence of who you are? What do you remember about your uniqueness? What do you remember? I want you to remember. Okay? All right, guys. Y'all have a good day.